Hello everybody and welcome back for the second update of Newark Liberty Terminal B here. We have an exciting update today as we are saying goodbye to one aircraft here today. But we also have plenty of other interesting movements to go through in this airport update. So we'll begin right here with this United 737-900. This one is arrived in from Punta Cana, and it will be heading out to Nashville later. And I forgot to mention the time frame for the airport update, which is 8 p.m. on Friday, the 29th of September. So the landing is probably not very realistic for that time frame, but it will still get the job done right here. Anyways, next up here, making its channel debut, we have this Ethiopian 787-9, which is filling in for 787-8, but this is close enough to what they fly here in real life, so I might as well use it. This one arrived in from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, and it had to make a stop in Lomé, Togo, and then it came here to Newark, and then it will be heading out in about 2 hours back out to Lomé and then Addis Ababa. So very fun to get that one in here. This one actually just pulled into its gate, and the jetbird is just attached. So this is just arriving in from Lomé and, well, Addis Ababa via Lomé. And right here we have the beautiful United Airlines 757-200 in the Herartier, California livery. Great to see this aircraft in here. This one is currently being towed over to the sea gates. It arrived in from Edinburgh, and it will be heading out to Dublin tonight, but it will take off from the sea gates. So this one's getting towed over. This is a pretty common thing here. Since Terminal B is not super big, they do have to tow over, like a lot of the United planes especially, to the C concourse, or the C Terminal C, and then from there they board and then go on to wherever they're gonna be heading off to. So that's what this aircraft is doing. They'll be heading out to Dublin. And then here we have this Lufthansa A340-200 in the Star Alliance livery, filling in for an A340-600. And so United still flies the A340-600 here, which is great to see. But here we have this one filling in since they don't have the A340-600. This one arrived in from Munich in Germany, and it will be heading back out there on the turnaround, of course. And then finishing up here with the 60 gates on the right of your screen there, we have the Icelandair 737 MAX 8. This one arrived in from Reykjavik, Keflavik, and it will be heading back out there on the turnaround. And then next to that one, we have this JetBlue A320. This one is in from Punta Cana, and it'll be heading out to Santo Domingo, although that flight is delayed. That will conclude our first little pier here, the 60 gates. We're doing it in reverse of the last update here, so we'll end it over in the 40s, and now we'll move on to the 50 gates, which have an almost all United line. Actually, we'll hit some taxiing aircraft first before we get over to that, and then we'll move on to our 50 gates. Here we have the Alaska A321 Neo. This one is just arriving in from San Francisco, taxiing in right now, and it will be heading back out there on their turnaround for this aircraft. Looking very nice. Our first of multiple Alaska aircraft. We have 3 in today's update. So, yeah, and the last 2 are special in unique ways. And here we have this United 737-700 in the Evo Blue livery. This one is currently arriving in from Mexico City, and it will be heading out to Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson later today. So that's looking very nice right here. I love this aircraft. And then next up here we have this United E175. This one is operated by Republic. This one arrived in from Quebec City, and it will be heading out to Pittsburgh. Very nice right here. Kind of funny to see such a small aircraft here in an international terminal. That is pretty funny. I believe that, Canada has pre-clearance for the U.S., so Canadian flights don't need to go through customs, so I don't think there's really a reason for this to go here. Maybe it's not a thing in Quebec, and that's not a thing. But that wouldn't make sense. I think it is. So I don't know why this aircraft parked here when maybe it's just all the sea gates were filled. Also, that would be pretty unusual considering just how big the sea concourse is. But either way, we still get to use this aircraft here in the airport update, and I'm not complaining about that. It looks very nice right here, parked at gate 56. And now moving along here, we have two more United aircraft. We have on the radio screen the 737-900 in the Eco Skies livery. This one arrived in from Santo Domingo, and it will be heading out to Punta Cana. So that is the opposite of what the JetBlue A320 is doing, ironically. So that's very interesting to see right there. Like, it's not even that it's the same airline. Like, they're not both United. It's a different airline. They're both doing the same thing. So that's really funny right there. And then next to that one, we'll get it in focus there. We have the United 767-300 in the Star Alliance livery. And this one arrived in from London Heathrow, and it will be heading back out there on the turnaround service. Very nice to see right there. All right, finishing up with the 50s here, we have in the back the United 737 MAX 8. This one is in from San Jose, Costa Rica, and it will be heading out to Nashville. Or sorry, no, not Nashville. It will be heading out to Charlotte, sorry. And next to that one, we have this Porter Q400, and this one has arrived in from Toronto Billy Bishop, and it'll be heading back out there. So great to see Porter in here. The one non-United aircraft in this I don't know what to call it. Like, is it concourse? Is it just pier? I guess pier is what you'd call it. But yeah, good to see Porter here. Love including this model in airport updates just because it's such a niche airline. I'd love to fly them someday. But yeah, great to see Porter in here, and also a rare model. So there's also that benefit of it as well. Here we have this JetBlue For Good A320. This one arrived in from Cancun, and it's really taxiing out for the service out to Fort Lauderdale. And now into the 40s gates here. Beginning on the left of your screen there, we have the Alaska Salmon People 737-800. Once again, filling in for a regular livery -800, but Salmon People looks so nice, and also I don't have an 800, so that's why this is here. This one arrived in from Portland, and it will be heading back out to Portland PDX. Great to see right there. And the next down there, we have the Spirit A320-200. This one arrived in from Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson, and it will be heading out to San Juan, Puerto Rico this time. So great lineup right here of two very beautiful aircraft. Also, a great color combo right here. My favorite color combo by far is yellow and blue. So these two look great sitting right next to each other. We have one more aircraft to get to, and then we'll conclude this update. And of course, it had to be the Alaska A321 Neo, the last flight of this aircraft to Newark. Arrived in from LAX, and it will be heading back out there. So Alaska is retiring their Airbus A321 Neos, which is a shame, but we did get them here until they were retired, so that was pretty cool to see. And this is the last flight of the A321 Neo to here. So it's sad to see it go because I don't know. I like the A321 Neo. I think it's a really cool aircraft, man. I mean, it's very surprising how early they're retiring these things. I thought this might be like the one Airbus that Alaska tries to keep just because it's new, but they're not. They're going to an all-Boeing fleet. I guess that makes sense. So they don't just have like a handful of Airbus pilots and then a sea of 737s. That wouldn't really make sense, but also doesn't make sense to retire a brand new plane. So yeah, this is the last remnants of Virgin America, and then this is going to go. I mean, you can see it still has the Virgin America registration. So yeah, this one is getting retired. I'm not sure what Alaska's doing with these. I assume they're not going to be scrapped because that would be very young aircraft to scrap. I mean, these were only like 5 years old, 6 years old, something like that. I mean, Virgin America got the A320 Neo is very new, but they also it is a brand new aircraft. So yeah, we'll see what happens with these. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully they go to like American or something, but I'm not sure where these are going. American's configuration is different on them, so that makes me question if they are like actually going to go to American. I mean, that is what happened with Alaska's A319s and maybe their A320s as well, but that did happen with their A319s. But yeah, we'll see. But that'll do it for this airport update. So thank you all for checking this one out. RIP to the Alaska A321 Neos, and I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.